Hey there guys, this is Miss Remington playing Magical Diary once again. I just noticed at the end of my last episode that, right at the very end, there was just a little bit of that thing that happens sometimes. I still don't know why it does that. It might be the format that the game's in or something. But anyway, let's get right into this now. So, let's look at the diary. Blah 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 blah. Alright. I don't know why I checked that if I wasn't even going to look at it. Next week. Morning, dorm room. Virginia yawns and stretches. Time for another week of the grind.
Wait.
Huh? What?
Well, the first big exam is this week, right?
Sure.
Who's giving the exam? What are we expected to know? When does it happen?
No idea. Aren't you supposed to know these things? Your family? Virginia waves a hand dismissively. Secrets? All kind of secrets. William says if he tells me what's on the test, then the test wouldn't be fair.
Well, it would be wrong for him to tell you the answers. That's cheating and William would never do that. But you must know something.
What kinds of tests are they? Do we have to write essays or fight duels? Look, all I know is that it's about casting spells. That's it. Now come on, we have to pick our schedules for the week.
Fuck.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, well, I really need to sleep because my stress is getting too big. Frick. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll do white magic for the rest of the week. Done. Sleeping reduces stress. I'm all good. No stress. When I arrive at the classroom, I find Professor Potsdam standing by the chalkboard. Good morning, Starshines. The Earth says hello. You'll need to sit down before we can start, but take your time. Relax. Get comfortable. That's a very important when working with this particular style of magic. Taking her at her word, I yawn and stretch before I settle into my seat. To some people, white is the absence of color, a blank canvas. In the non-magical world, white is a complete spectrum, all colors combine into one.
That's the way it is with, like, the light spectrum, you know?
So it's not the absence of color. That technically would be black when it's talking about white. When you're talking about pigment, white would be absence. But no, anyway. In some ways, you could think of white magic as either of these things. White magic is the tool you use to access the spiritual realm. Ghosts, dreams, creatures from other planes, the thoughts of those around you. With white magic, you can experience and communicate with things that are normally hidden. There's one thing I need to warn you about. Some people have tried to use white magic to control minds and spirits instead of asking for their aid. Don't do it. You will regret it. Now, shall we go on with the lesson? What sort of warning is that? Does she mean that it won't work, or that we'll be expelled or arrested, or our brains will melt, or what? Maybe you should tell us more later. Success! Gain 1 white magic skill, 1 stress. I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't remember why. Oh. Right, someone's talking in her sleep.
Oh, William.
Is Ellen having a dream about... No, wait, that's Virginia's voice calling her brother. What? What? Do I want to know what she's dreaming about? Not so, octopus. No, I probably don't want to know. I'm going back to sleep. What was the point of that? Ah! 3 white magic skill, wow. Good one. Yes! Spirit Sight! Detect nearby sentience, including ghosts and creatures of the other world. I learned a new spell! After class!
Hi, Remington. Professor Gravener's holding an open review for the exam. Do you want to come? Virginia can't be bothered. She says it's not worth it.
It's the first test, and it's probably not a big deal. On the other hand, even if it was a big deal, Virginia probably wouldn't want to study more than she had to. I'm gonna go to the study session. I'm a freaking nerd. Sure, I'll come with you.
Great! Maybe we can quiz each other afterwards?
Maybe. Well, okay. The room is slightly too small for all the anxious freshmen clustering in it. From the whispers I overhear, it seems that no one knows what the test is going to cover, only that it takes place tomorrow. Professor Gravener's appearance doesn't settle anyone's nerves. Open your notebooks if you have them. This is not a quiz. This is for your own benefit. If you do not know the answer, look it up or ask someone. I scoot over to where I can peek at Ellen's notes. They're better organized than mine. If you have paid any attention to your schoolwork up to this point, you should be aware of a broad range of uses for magic within the pentachromatic system. Mr. Arius, if I wish to cast a spell to make a beast's fur fall out, what color of magic would I use?
Green, sir?
I should hope that you would know that much without the need to ask for my approval. Miss, what color of magic... That would be Miss Remington, but hello. What color of magic would you use to transform a lump of coal into a diamond? Fuck. Frick, frick, frack. Frick, frick, friddly, frack. No! Frick. Oh my god, I don't know. Give me a second, guys. Alright, it's blue magic, guys. I totally didn't just look it up.
Blue, sir?
Why are you so hesitant? Yes, the magic of change would suffice. He continues in this vein, putting individual students on the spot to answer questions about the applications of each color of magic. Suddenly, his voice cuts off in the middle of a sentence. Mr. Danson?
Yes, sir?
As you do not appear to have need of these revisions, you are excused. You may find more challenging material to occupy you this Saturday in detention.
Yes, sir.
He leaves the room. What was that about? I didn't see him do anything, but it's too crowded in here to be sure. I hope all this revision is worth it. It's wearing me out. Smarts and stress increased by 1. Yay. I awaken to a knock on the door. Looking around the room, I notice that Virginia hasn't stirred at all. Ellen's awake, but she shakes her head frantically when I meet her eyes. I guess it's up for me to answer it. I put on my robe and go see who it is. Joyous morning to you, Remington. Hi. I came to deliver your exam schedules. This is a solo exam, so each student has a separate time slot. Report to the listed room at the time indicated to receive further instructions. Further instructions at separate times? This exam process is very unusual. I'm afraid there is one other thing. You haven't been broadening your magical palette as much as you could be. I know you're capable of more than this, Remington. I want my students to embrace their own strengths, but how can you learn what your strengths are unless you try? I'm just missing black magic, you freaking bitch. Do you think detention would be useful to you? Some pupils benefit from a more structured environment. Maybe that's a good idea. Really? My, what an unusual girl you are, Remington. Well, in that case, I'll excuse you from today's exam. You can cover the material on Saturday with Professor Grabiner. Please pass on the schedules to your roommates. Was that a bad choice? Fuck. That was probably a bad choice. She waves and goes on her way. Fuck. Fuck, I fucked up, man. Fuck! So, how about that exam, huh? How'd you do? Actually, I didn't take it. Professor Potsdam said I wasn't prepared. So instead I have detention today. What? That stinks! Well, I guess we can tell you what happened, since you would have known if you'd gone. They teleported us into a walled-in dungeon room, no doors, so you have to use magic to get out. I blew up the wall, mostly anyway. Old Grabby said that's the boring answer, but I thought it was fun. What about you, Ellen?
Well, I just teleported back out again.
Ha! That makes sense. What do you think the other exams will be like? More dungeons? Probably. Weird how the exams are more fun than the classes, huh?
I don't think they are.
So what are you guys doing today? At that moment, there's a knock on the door. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Is that the allowances?
Why didn't they just push them in?
I'll go check. In the hallway by our door, I see a small stack of envelopes, the normal ones with the allowances in them, and also a large brown padded envelope addressed to me. My parents sent me something! I go back inside and hand out the money to the other girls.
What have you got there?
Something from my parents, I don't know. It's absolutely covered in tape. It's going to take me a few minutes to get it open. It'll still be here later. I guess. Maybe I'd rather look at it without my roommates around anyway. I have to go do my detention now.
Good luck.
When I arrive at the detention hall, Donald is already with the professor. Even if it had exceeded, varying inflection requires an ongoing alteration, not a simple change. It would have been the same quack and is endlessly repeated. Yeah. Then he notices me. What are you doing here?
Did Urchin send you?
No. Not everything that happens in the school has to do with you, Mr. Danson. As it may not serve my best interest to correct your technique, I choose instead to address your sense of humor. The sophomore exams involved a large number of jerseys, which means their dungeons need cleaning out. Without magic. Get to it. Yes, sir. Now for you, miss. He hands me a strange object that looks like some kind of child's toy. It's a large silver jingle bell imprisoned in a tiny wooden cage. 2 colorful discs held together by narrow bars all along the rims. What is this thing? We're gonna find out next time, because I'm gonna go now. Thanks, guys, and bye-bye.